everybody, this is Steve's here, and I'm taking the feedback, so I'm going to talk very slowly. So this is my second proper video. One had 2 parts earlier, but we're going to do one this time, because on ladder I have been finding it very difficult to actually deal with Zerg players. Being a post-Zerg player myself, I know how strong they can be if you let them sit in macro. So while I'm playing Protoss, I find it very difficult to beat Zerg, although I do have a new build that I have been working on. It's going to be a 3-gate Dark Templar into an expansion build. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how the build works. We are going to do it against a very easy computer just because it'll take forever to get a Zerg on ladder. And I'm just simply going to show you how the build works, the timings. The Dark Templar should be out by the 6-minute 30 mark now. One thing you must remember is I am nowhere near a top tier player, and therefore it is very important that you don't take this build as it must be a really good build or whatever. It's just a build that I've been working on, and it's basically just a get through this matchup, because I hate Protoss for Zerg. It might be because my macro was bad. I'm not sure what the reason is. I always get too afraid when I'm playing Zerg, and I always get over aggressive because I'm afraid of them getting that massive economic edge. So in this tutorial I'm not even going to bother to wall off, although usually you will want to wall off, but I know this is the easy computer, so I'm just not going to do it this time. Usually you do want to wall off and get that zealot out, so in this build order what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a zealot with the build so you can actually see, because that zealot would be used to do a wall off. Now, most of my tutorial videos in terms of builds are going to be done on this map, Shakura's Plateau, because it is my favourite map. I think also in lore it is also one of the Protoss homeworlds, but there you go. Now the one thing about this build that I like to do is I like to get that gas just before the gateway at around 12. You throw down your pylon at 9 and I actually get my gas at about 12. I'm not sure if that is like, what do you call that word? Optimal? Yeah, optimal, and they said optional. But that is just my own personal preference. I'm going to build my gateway at 13, just the same as normal. And then once the gateway is done, you want to corner boost out your next probe and continue to queue up. Only queue up probes, queuing up is bad. So we're going to be making some more probes, and we just got our simulator down. What we do now is, as long as we can keep the constant probe production, I want to get my pylon as soon as I can. So I'm going to build the pylon around 16, I think I build it. It just means you always build your pylon earlier than 18 because you want to get supply block, etc. I'm going to chrono boost again. And I'm going to build my Cybercore first, but I'm going to build my gas right as soon as I build the cybernetics core. The reason for that is because you need to get the gas in for those Dark Templars. There we are. And this should be enough to get my Cybercore down just as it finishes. There we are. And we're going to do another chrono boost. We're going to actually build the probe first, because we're not going to waste that chrono boost. And then we're going to throw in our gas. This will allow us to warp in a Twilight Council the very second that our cybernetics core warps in. I'm just forgetting to make probes there, but that isn't too much of a problem since it is only a few seconds. Refining these builds and getting these builds in perfectly is the key to playing StarCraft 2. The idea of this Dark Templar build is to hit them very early before they have time to get detection out. Most Zerg players don't actually rush for that early layer or Evo chamber, so you can actually use it to your advantage. You want to get warp gates right away and start chrono boosting it and get that zealot out. And this is the zealot that I was talking about. You can get a little bit earlier if you want. As you see, I am floating on minerals a little bit. You want to get that Twilight Council as soon as the Cybercore finishes. That's my mistake. I kind of delayed that a little bit, but it isn't too much of a problem. The goal is to get the Dark Templars out for 6 minutes and 30. That is what we're looking for here. So we'll go ahead and throw down the gateways now, because I've got the minerals to do so. We're stacking up the gas right now to have enough for the darkshrine whenever it pops up. We're going to chrono boost the warp gates again. And I'm also going to show you how to transition into the expansion. This is the zealot that you'll be using to wall off. I'm going to continue making a few more probes. Now Twilight Council is near finished. We need to stack up the minerals now for the dark shrine. So we're going to go back behind and we're going to hide the dark shrine just there. Dark shrine has a bit of a long build time, as you can see here. Now what I like to go ahead and do is, as soon as the Dark Templars are out, you want to get some sort of proxy pylon. You want to hide it. For the sake of this video, I'm just going to put it in a place just randomly because I want you to be able to see how the build works. But you do want to have that pylon in a place near their base. And once warp gates is finished, you do want to warp in your warp gates as soon as possible so you can warp in those DTs as soon as the darkshrine finishes. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to build a forge just in the corner just to be ready for the expansion when I begin to throw it down. There's my 3 gateways done, so I'm going to hotkey them, go ahead and hotkey them as 3. I'm going to build a proxy here, and I'm going to go ahead and find out where my opponent is. This will usually kill your average player, because what ends up happening is going to warp them into gateways. What ends up happening is they get greedy, and will very simply just, oh dear. And will very simply actually skip getting layer tech nice and early. It's a standard thing that Zergs all do at the minute. So what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to exploit that, basically. So once the darkshrine finishes, you want to go right ahead and get your expansion. So I'm going to put that down there, and I'm going to warp in the Dark Templar. The darkshrine is just about finished, and 6 minutes 45. It's not too bad, but you can get them in a lot earlier than that. So what I'm going to do now is while the Dark Templars are moving in, I'm going to go ahead and put out an expansion as soon as I can, just like that. And once the Dark Templars are in the base, the first thing you want to go for is that hatchery / lair. Or this Evo chamber, because you don't want them knocking in it. But the first thing you should be going for is that lair. Get one Dark Templar moving around, making sure that there's no spore crawlers going on if they have an Evo chamber up. And this will, it's not designed to kill them, it's designed to do harassment, etc. If it kills them, happy days. If it doesn't, well, you should be doing a lot of economic damage with these Dark Templars. So if you're killing a lot of drones, you should literally put them in such a position while giving yourself that expansion. So you simply want to keep production up, keeping those probes going, keeping them chrono boosted, warping in a few more DTs, keep that harassment going. Once I get detection, obviously you want to stop. But this harassment, for the last few Zergs that I have played, I have actually killed. Might upload a few replays so you can actually see that in practice. So I'll do a bit of a transfer here. It might be a little bit early, but hey, it's only a tutorial. And I think that is going to kill our computer opponent here as well, so that's pretty good. And then you can start warping in your base, getting your sentries in. That was actually pretty good warping. I'm actually pretty impressed with that. Let's go to a double chrono boost there, and the Dark Templars will simply just kill the opponent. So it's a nice little build I've been working on. It's also not it's risky, because if you fail, it is a sort of it's not really all in, but you are behind if you don't do enough damage. That is why I like to get a forge and get those cannons down as soon as possible. Depending on what they do is what you, if you don't hold it off, these Dark Templars are an excellent scout, and you get a complete full vision on the enemy base, so you'll know what they're doing. So if they're going mass roaches, you throw in a Stargate. If they're going into Hydras, you want to throw down that robotics facility. Just whatever it is, or just whatever you personally prefer. I'm not really a completely serious StarCraft player, although I do want to get decent. So that's my Dark Templar build. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it really helps you, especially against those nasty PVCs. Also, the reason you warp in sentries at your base is you're going to have a little bit of excess gas from those Dark Templars. The reason you warp in sentries is so you can force field that ramp to buy time. That is why you warp in the sentries, and then you can put stalkers or whatever behind to deal with it, and you can just start massing up your army slowly again. So I hope you enjoyed this. And yeah, I might upload some replays later, and I'll definitely be doing a lot more builds than this. The build order will be down in the description below, so make sure to check that out. Remember, if you like my video, go ahead and subscribe, rate, comment, blah blah blah, whatever it is you want to do. And I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all very soon.